685,000 people died out of breast cancer. And also, the Center for Disease and Control Prevention have brought out a figure of 333,000 women who are going to be affected with breast cancer at the end of the year in the United States.
Is basically the abnormal growth of cells in one's breast. Okay, so if anybody has a breast, anybody who has a breast, I mean, is at risk of getting breast cancer. So it's just abnormal growth of cells. So there are a lot of challenges, as I mentioned, financial stigma, family support, and all that. So some organizations take it upon themselves to sponsor or cut down on the costs of treatment or
that breast cancer is one of the deadly diseases in the world. Statistics have proven that in 2022, the World Health Organization came out with a figure which is 685,000 people died out of breast cancer. And surprisingly, out of this figure, 0.5 to 1% of them were men. Also, the Center for Disease and Control Prevention have brought out a figure of 333,000 women who are going to be affected with breast cancer at the end of the year in the United States. With this rising in figures for breast cancer, my team and I have taken it upon ourselves that we are going to educate the public on breast cancer, the prevention, and how to manage it if some of my viewers are unfortunate to be diagnosed of having one. So, I am here today. My name is Alano Faustina, here to educate you on health talk on Amasel TV. And you know, we cannot educate you more on breast cancer without inviting someone who is more vested in the field. So with me here today is a beautiful lady. She is a nursing officer at the Whole Teaching Hospital, Trafalgar, working at the Pediatric Emergency Unit. She is by name Miss Janet Akafia. Welcome, Miss Janet, to Amasel TV.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
I'm fine.
How are you? I'm fine. It's been a long time.
Yeah, it's nice meeting you again.
Nice meeting you too. I like your dress with the pinkish design.
Okay, so this is basically something for breast cancer. Okay. So this month of October we are talking about breast cancer. So I just decided to put a touch of pink here to just pink it out.
Okay. Then from today I'll be wearing pink every day.
Ah, yes.
Since we are in the celebration mood. Okay.
You should.
I also heard you are an advocate for breast cancer. How is it going?
Okay, so far so good. We are still going on with our education. Anybody we meet, whether at our workplace, in town, in the market, we talk to people about breast cancer because you know early detection saves lives. So that is basically what we are doing. Education is key.
Okay. So I want to ask a question. It's like when you go on social media, Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, breast cancer, breast cancer, breast cancer. When you say breast cancer, what does it mean?
Okay, so basically why you are seeing all those things on social media now is because the WHO has dedicated the month of October for us to talk about breast cancer. More about breast cancer, because any other months we always talk about breast cancer, but in the month of October we want it to be out there. Okay, so breast cancer is basically the abnormal growth of cells in one's breast. Okay, so if anybody has a breast, anybody who has a breast, I mean, is at risk of getting breast cancer. So it's just abnormal growth of cells in the breast.
Okay. So is there a cause for this cell to grow abnormally?
Okay, so for breast cancer, we don't really have a cause for it. You know, if someone has malaria, you can easily say that, oh, this person has been bitten by a female Anopheles mosquito, and then that resulted into having malaria. But for breast cancer, we don't really have a cause for it, but we have risk factors. I mean, things that when you have, you are prone to getting breast cancer. Yes.
Okay, so let me ask this question. Right now you are saying there is no cause for breast cancer, but there is a saying, some rumor going around that if you put money in your braziers, if you wear tight braziers and stuff, you are prone to getting breast cancer. So I want to know if they are true or it's just a myth. That's
okay. Thank you so much. And for those things, as I said earlier, we have risk factors. Okay, so research has not really proven that if you put money in your brazier and all that, you are prone to getting it's a cause for breast cancer. Okay, but all those things can be risk factors. Okay, because there's a lot of things that goes on if you wear tight bra. There's heat, there's production of heat, a lot of reactions go on there, so it can be a risk. Okay, but people normally say that that's the cause for it, but research has not really proven that. Okay, but we have a lot of risk factors. Okay, things that when you see, you'd say that, oh, if you continue with this, you might end up getting breast cancer at the end. But I want to group it into two. We have the modifiable and non-modifiable. So for the non-modifiable, that one, there's nothing you can do about it. The fact that you have breasts means that you are at risk of getting breast cancer. Okay, so men do have breasts. So men also are prone or have the risk of getting breast cancer. A lot of people don't know that, but men too are at risk, and then the female as well. Obviously, we have a bigger one. Okay, so for, as I said, the non-modifiable risk factors, you having a breast, you're at risk of getting breast cancer, and also you growing up or aging. Okay, so as you age, you're at risk of getting breast cancer as well. And also, there are some researchers that have said that being exposed to radiation.
okay.
Yes, so if you are being exposed to radiation, it could be having an X-ray done, or being around a company, or there's a company that produces a lot of radiation and all that. You are at risk of getting breast cancer. And also some of our actions, that is for the modifiable one, is something you can do about it. That's your lifestyle. Okay, how you manage yourself, as you said, putting money into your bra and all that, wearing tight bra, and also not washing your bra regularly. Some people wear black bra under hot sun and all that. Those are something we can actually things we can do about, like frequently washing your bra and all that, to just be free from some of the risks that we have. And also your lifestyle of like taking alcohol, and also smoking excessively, all those things put you at risk of getting breast cancer. And also lack of exercise. Exercise is one of the things I've been saying that is basically a preventive measure for most sicknesses. Okay, so exercise is really good for you and any other person out there.
Wow, exercise.
Yeah.
Then I have to start exercising every day because I'm not a fan of exercise.
You have to. Okay. Because it's really, really something that we don't really talk about, but it helps.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So moving forward, I want to ask, what are some of the signs Like, what are some of the things that if I see, or it will prompt me that, this is a sign of breast cancer, let me go to the hospital and check out to see if it is true or not?
Okay, so first of all, I would say that having a feel of lump in your breast, okay, it can either be in your breast or under your armpits, okay. So if you have a feel or you feel that you have a lump in your breast, you should ask a healthcare professional to also examine your breast and then check it out. If he or she is not sure, would ask you to do a scan. That's ultrasound. Okay, so if you are more than 40 years, he would ask you to do a mammogram. There are all ways of detecting if there's lump in the breast. Okay, so, and also if you check your breasts, the normal breasts for females, one actually looks slightly bigger than the other.
Sure.
Most people also have their breasts on the same sizes. Okay, but if you know your normal breast and you realize that no, this time round this breast is becoming bigger than this, then I think you have to seek for health care.
Okay.
And also if you see a change in color, okay, the color of your breasts has started changing, you also have to seek for, and most of the times too, there are discharges, okay, if not the normal milky discharge, like if you are breastfeeding, I mean, but if it's bloody, you should seek for health care.
Oh, okay. Wow. So moving forward, we can talk about breast cancer without asking about our women who are already having breast cancer. So what are some of the challenges or the stigmatization that the women who are already having breast cancer facing?
Okay, so for the challenges, there are a lot, but I would like to touch on one or two, especially as the financial constraints it brings to these women. Is very, very costly. Having breast cancer, it means that most people, I mean, those are myths. Maybe we'll go to it later. But most people think that it's a death sentence because they don't really have money to treat it. Because treating breast cancer is very expensive. And then the health insurance or other insurances doesn't cover it. So you basically have to do everything from your pocket. So most of them, when they start the treatment like this and they don't really have money or family support and all that, they tend to draw back and then seek for herbal, exactly. They rather go for herbal treatments, okay, because of the financial constraints. And most of the one other challenges that a female having breast cancer tend to lose her partner. Okay, the man ends up leaving her because he thinks that, oh, this, you know how the breast is to men, okay, and the breast is now not in good shape and all that, so they tend to leave the woman. And also family support. Some of the people think that breast cancer is contagious. So if my auntie gets breast cancer and I'm always there cleaning my auntie and all that, I also get breast cancer. So they tend to withdraw from these women and they go through a lot, okay. And the stigma, as you said, that's what people feel like. If someone has breast cancer and then it's because they've offended a god or something, so they tend to withdraw from them. They don't really give them the love and support that they need. So there are lots of challenges, and as I mentioned, financial stigma, family support, and all that. They are all challenges.
When we were talking about the challenges, I realized that you were handling in the financial aspect. So I want to ask if there are some resources that are available to support people with breast cancer.
Unfortunately, not one that is out there, okay, talking about the government supporting people with breast cancer. There's none like that. But we have organizations, okay, and philanthropists, people who want to just assist people, women especially with breast cancer. So some organizations take it upon themselves to sponsor or cut down on the costs of treatment or the diagnostics, I mean. So some companies, like I know of MedStar Health Consults, in the month of October, they do a discount. We have a discount on ultrasound for women. And also Sonotech has a discount on mammogram as well. So those are the things they do to help individuals and philanthropists who want to help in the treatment, because the treatment is a lot, it involves a lot of money. So there are people out there like that, but government or it's not out there that if you get breast cancer automatically there's finance or there's money for you to get treated. It all comes from the family and the individual's pockets.
Okay, so I want to ask if there are treatments, like what treatments do women or people who are diagnosed of having breast cancer take?
Okay, so it all depends on the stages, okay, of the breast cancer. So we have the stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. So stage 1, basically the breast cancer, the cancer is localized, I mean. So for that, we can do a biopsy or surgery can be done to take out the lump, cancerous lump in there. And then you undergo chemotherapy and then you are fine. And then subsequently you go for checkups and you're okay. And also some has to involve the total removal of the breasts. Yes, so it involves a lot, surgery, chemo, and then some medications as well.
Okay. So with all what you are saying, I want to know what are some of the myths, because from your delivery, I just realized that men also get breast cancer, but it's more or less like women. If you say breast cancer, everything is geared towards the women. So I want to know what are some of the myths.
Okay, so one myth is what you just mentioned. People say that breast cancer only happens in women. It's a myth because it happens in men as well. As I said earlier on, if you have a breast, you're at risk, or you might end up having breast cancer, I mean. Yes, so it's a myth that it's only women that have breast cancer. The other myth is also that people think that those with bigger those who are endowed tend to have breast cancer than the smaller breast, but it's also a myth. Someone with a smaller breast is having equal chance of getting breast cancer as someone who is endowed. And also one other myth is that people think that breast cancer is spiritual. Okay, so because it doesn't really have a cause, so okay, if there's no cause for it, then it means it's my grandmother somewhere that is doing me or something. So it's also a myth. It's not spiritual, I mean. Science doesn't prove that it's spiritual. We have risk factors. Even though we don't have causes, we have risk factors. And also, there's a myth that if you have breast cancer, it's a death sentence. No, people get treated and they become normal people again. I know a woman who was diagnosed with breast cancer 20 years ago, and that person is still alive. Okay, so as I said, early detection saves life. If we get to see it very early, treatment is done and you are fine, you are moving about your normal duties. So it's not a death sentence if you have breast cancer. You just have to detect it early.
Okay. So, Miss Jenny, final words.
Okay, so thank you so much for having me. Okay. But all I want to say is that breast cancer is killing a lot of women, especially in Ghana, because we are not diagnosing it early enough for treatment to be done. So in this month of October, I urge everyone, being a male, female, go to any health center around you and have yourself screened, have yourself checked. Okay, breast cancer is real and it's really killing a lot of people. We want to detect it very early and have the treatment done. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Janet.
Thank you too.
Dear viewers, thank you for joining us on today's episode of Health Talk on Amasel TV. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, and share to your friends. I hope you were educated very well. But before we go, we want to teach you on how to do the self-breast examination so that every month you'll be able to examine yourself on your own. Thank you.
Alright, so for the breast examination, self-breast examination, mostly I'd advise the women to do it after their menses because the breast becomes lumpy before your menses. Okay, it's good to have it done yourself, but once in a while you should visit the health care center to have a professional do it on you. So all you have to do is to stand in front of a mirror and then examine your breast. I mean, watch it carefully. If there's any change in it, you get to know, and you have to know your normal breast as well, okay, before you can notice any change. So what you have to do is to put, if you are examining this breast, you put your hand, your left hand at the back of your head, facing the mirror, then with your padded palm like this. You start from the armpits, you press in a circular motion to be sure that you are not touching any lump. You know, the normal breast has a lump in it, but if you feel any abnormalities, you definitely know because it's different from the normal breast lump that we all have. So you go in a circular motion, start with in your armpits, then you come to this side in a circular motion, up, come, up, go in a circular motion, looking out for any lump until you get to the nipple side. Then you squeeze the nipple to see if there will be any discharge. So after you drop this hand, bring this hand back this way, then you start from your armpits, go in a circular motion this way, come this way, go like this with your fingers like this, all together like this, looking out for any lump in it. Get to the nipple side, you squeeze for any discharge. Okay, so you can do this while standing or lying down in bed. Okay, then for the mirror is really necessary because you are looking out for any changes in the breast because you can't really see your breast this way, but looking into the mirror is the best. Thank you.